Taliban. So nobody cares about Afghanistan. I know. We've been there 20 years. We're out now. Taliban will take it over. It's a matter of when, not if. The Afghans do not have any tradition of democracy. It's a tribal country. They are Islamists. Okay? Now, there are good Afghans who want to have freedom, but most of them, it's not an important priority for them. They live a very medieval life. Most cannot read or write. Most don't have power. They live in various places where they've lived for thousands of years, their families. And the Taliban takes over, the Taliban takes over. They're not going to risk their lives to stop them. So we were there 20 years. We gave them a chance, just as we did in Vietnam. And they're on their own now. And they're not going to be able to defeat the Taliban. Why? Because the Taliban are now financed and armed by a number of people all over the world. And even though we are still arming and giving money to the government in Kabul, which ostensibly wants democracy, not enough. We're going to be overwhelmed. But the real thing is the Afghan people will not fight for their freedom because they don't value it. Freedom is not a tenet of Islam. Now, there are Muslims who love freedom, and you can see them in America and in Europe. They love it. They know it's the only way to live. And there are millions of them. But most followers of Islam, not a top priority. So you can expect Afghanistan to go right down the drain. Now, both Trump and Biden. And look, 20 years, we could have kept a residual force there like we did in Korea, like we do in Korea and in Germany and in Okinawa. We could have kept a residual force. That's what I would have done. Because once the Taliban takes over, then ISIS and Al-Qaeda and all the other kooks are going to come back. That's what's going to happen. Now, we're going to have to deal with them down the road. But, I mean, how much money and blood is America supposed to expend in Afghanistan? It's just like Vietnam. We did what we could in Vietnam. 60,000 Americans killed. 300,000 Americans wounded. Fighting for the freedom of the South Vietnamese people who wouldn't fight for their own freedom. They wouldn't do it. And now they're communists. Now they don't have any freedom. We tried. We succeeded in Korea. We stopped the communist incursion there. Again, America stopped it, and South Korea is a free nation. We couldn't stop it in Vietnam. We tried. And look at the sacrifice we made. Vietnamese people wouldn't fight for their freedom. And that was it. Okay, aliens. Do you believe? 65% of Americans believe in aliens, according to a new Pew Research poll. Okay, very simple question. Do you believe intelligent alien life exists on a planet outside of Earth? 65% say yeah. 34% no. Well, how did the 65% know that? Well, I guess you could believe it, and you don't know there's a God, you believe it, I guess. But I'm a data guy, and I don't know. It's not that I don't believe, I'm agnostic. I don't know if there's aliens, especially intelligent aliens. If there are intelligent aliens, I'd like them to apply for jobs at MSNBC, which would be an upgrade.